Hi there guys, so UFC whatever number it was, 254 I believe, that could have been the number, we don't know at this point, but what we do know is that Khabib Nurmagomedov got the win against Gaethje, and it was through a triangle choke and it was submission in the second round. But there was more to this, there was more that made this night special because it was the final fight of Khabib's career. He has announced his retirement from UFC. He said he can no longer do this and go to UFC without his father. He made a promise, he gave his word to his family that this would be his last fight, and he is going to honour that and continue forwards and move away from the UFC. Now obviously he is going to be pound for pound number one, or at least he says that that is what he believes he should be given, because obviously he's just beat Gaethje, he's beaten Conor McGregor in the past, he's had some great wins. He's undefeated, 30-0. So Khabib has an incredible record in the UFC. Now he's walking away, arguably at his best. And I guess you have to look at it that way. Sometimes it's better to walk away when you are on top, and that is not the reason why he's doing it. He's walking away because he said he can no longer do this without his father there with him. Obviously he went through that this year, and it was tragic. It was terrible for Khabib to go through, and to go into the ring, into the octagon, might I say, and make his father proud. There's not much more he can do than that. So while this will be his last fight, he now walks away from the sport with a record of 29-0, which is an incredible record in the UFC. He said that he would have liked to go on to 30-0, but he just can't do it considering his father will no longer be there in the corner with him. So 30-0 is maybe out of his grasp, but 29-0 is still an incredible achievement in the sport of UFC. And he previously said that 30-0 would be a better achievement than Floyd Mayweather's 50-0 in the sport of boxing. Now, I mean 30-0, 50-0, it doesn't matter. What matters is the fighters on that resume. The UFC is more difficult to go undefeated in, probably than boxing, because in boxing, boxers can sometimes pick and choose, but in the UFC, they are told a date, they are told a venue, they are told who they are fighting, so sometimes it can be more difficult to keep that O on their record. But for Khabib, he's just too good for that, and he has proven that. He has gone through that division, and now possibly he does go down as a pound for pound number one. This was a great fight for him to go out on, and to be honest, whatever fight it was going to be, he was going to put in an incredible performance. The thing is with Khabib is he's become a better stand-up fighter, and that's not because he's getting necessarily better at that skill, but it's because he has the threat of the wrestling. So standing up and fighting against fighters, say against Gaethje and even Conor McGregor, he was better stand-up fighting because he had the threat of that wrestling. So they need to be worried about him going down to the waistline and trying to tackle them to the ground and get them into those holes that he can, because when he gets them on the floor, there's almost no going back. The way he uses his legs to wrap them up, just incredible. His technique is unbelievable. So he has that threat, so he can stand there and fight with fighters like that, who maybe are better stand-up fighters than him, but he can still do it because he has that threat there all the time in the head of his opponent. And that is a big thing in the fight game. UFC, boxing, all of it, across the board. That mental pressure that this guy can tackle them to the ground, but this guy can also stand there and fight with them. So they don't know what is going to be coming from Khabib. He's quite unpredictable in that sense. So that is why he is so dangerous. He has the full package. He was an incredible fighter. It seems crazy to be talking about this guy in past tense now, but the fight has only just been, and we're still on a high from this incredible matchup. And in the UK, if you're a UK fight fan, UFC, brilliant, because it's been a lot earlier. Normally we're setting the alarms for 3 o'clock, then 3:05, then 3:10, then 3:15, you know, because I mean it's just so hard to get up at that time in the morning, but still, ultimately that's what we are used to doing for these mega events wherever they are around the world. But this time it has been different. We've had it a little bit earlier, maybe even prime time UK, so that's been more interesting and actually a lot better than getting up early in the morning, which we would have done anyway. I mean, of course we were going to, but still, what a fight night. UFC 254, I believe. Yes, 254. That's incredible. What a night. Khabib has now announced his retirement, and he says he will stick to that going forward. What a guy, what a fighter, what an incredible fight night. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.